This video provides advising information for the psychology major in terms of the graduation requirements needed. There are multiple requirements that all students need to complete their degree. The first requirement is you need 124 units total to graduate, and of those 124 units, 48 need to be upper division. By upper division, we mean courses that are numbered 300 or 400. Within these 124 units, you will also fulfill all core requirements, as well as major requirements in psychology and/or a double major or minor requirements. You need a 2.0 GPA in all of your upper division coursework in the psychology major, as well as a 2.0 GPA overall for all of the classes you take that fulfill your graduation requirements. A fourth requirement is what we call the residency requirement, which means that the final 30 units that you take to complete your degree have to be taken at or through USD, that is, not transferred back. Lastly, you have to complete the COMPASS program. The COMPASS program is a career development program to help you prepare for life after graduation. This is run through Career Development, and you should contact them at Careers if you have questions about how to complete this program. All students take the same USD core curriculum. Core curriculum is based in a liberal arts education and the Catholic intellectual tradition. The classes required are listed on your DegreeWorks audit. In terms of the 124 units students need to graduate, we know that the core curriculum is somewhere between 40 and 55 units for a psychology major. This range depends on how many courses might double count in the core and the major, as well as how many different types of classes you might need to take in the core, such as for your third semester language requirement. The psychology major is somewhere between 36 and 40 units, depending on which capstone you take and whether you declare an emphasis in the major. So if you add the core and the major psychology major requirements together, you do not get 124 units. So this means for psychology majors, you'll need somewhere between 29 and 48 more units to graduate than just checking off boxes on your DegreeWorks audit based on the psychology major and core curriculum. These additional courses are called general electives and are listed at the bottom of your DegreeWorks audit, or perhaps you have a minor, a double major, or some other kind of requirements for courses to take, such as pre-health classes. All of these classes would help you reach the 124 units you need to graduate. So this means that you should not expect, nor should you really want to, take 4 to 5 psychology classes in one semester. Every semester, you should have a mix of psychology classes, core classes, classes you're taking as general electives just because you're interested or want to explore an area, or perhaps classes you need for a minor or some sort of post-graduation requirement for some kind of pre-health or law school or other kinds of programs. We can do the same math for the upper division unit requirement, which is 48 upper division units for graduation. The psychology major is 30 to 34 units to meet the requirements, depending on what type of capstone class you take and whether or not you declare an emphasis. The core curriculum requires only 3 upper division units, which is an upper division theology course, although there are many core classes that you could take as upper division if you so choose. If we add up the psychology major and the core requirement, this does not equal 48 upper division units. So this means you will need somewhere between 11 and 15 more upper division units, that is around 4 or 5 classes, in order to graduate. Again, you can take some of these upper division classes within your core curriculum. That is, there are options for upper division classes in philosophical inquiry, ethical inquiry, history, or artistic inquiry, and others. Or perhaps you have a minor or a double major or something else that requires some upper division units to help you get to that 48 upper division unit number required for graduation purposes. Upper division coursework cannot double count in a major and a minor. You need to take separate
courses to satisfy major and minor requirements. If you take a class that is listed as a potential course in different programs, you'll need to select which program you want the course to count in. For example, if you take Psych 355 Clinical Psychology, this can count in the psychology major, or it can count in the biomedical ethics minor. If the course is not showing up in the location where you had planned for it to count, you need to see your psychology advisor if the issue is with the psychology major, or the program director or department chair of the other major or minor if the issue is moving the class into that program. You can count double courses in the core and between the core and the major. As an example, the required psychology capstone class that all students need to take will fulfill their advanced writing core requirement as well as the critical thinking core requirement. There are also some psychology elective courses that might fulfill other types of core requirements, including advanced integration, diversity, inclusion, social justice, level 2, oral communication, and information literacy. But please note that although you can double count these classes in the psychology major and the core, you can also fulfill these core requirements with classes outside of psychology. In fact, this is sometimes recommended depending on your unique circumstances because you need 124 units to graduate. And so although double counting can be helpful in some circumstances, you don't need to have everything double count in different locations.
Some other rules to consider for graduation purposes include that you cannot take core, major, or minor requirements pass-fail. You must earn a C- or higher to count a course in the upper division in the major. You need at least 45 units to register for upper division courses. This includes your in-progress classes when you register. So for most students, they can register for upper division coursework, that is 300 or 400 numbered, when they are a first semester sophomore moving in to their second semester sophomore. So their second semester sophomore semester may include some upper division coursework if they have 45 or more units, including in-progress units, when they register for that semester. Psych 300 Research Methods is an exception to this rule. It is coded to be taken at any sophomore level. So any sophomore, even a student with just 30 units, can take Psych 300, but you'll need 45 units to take other upper division psychology courses. Another rule to consider is that you can only count 6 units of experiential credit towards your graduation and only 4 units of experiential credit in psychology towards the psychology major. Within the psychology major, this includes Psych 491, which is a teaching assistant position, 496, which is research experience, and 498, which is internship. In terms of your total units towards graduation, this would also include experiential courses from other departments if you were tutoring or had positions in other departments that were also considered experiential.
USD has a lot of advising and support resources for students. Along with your psychology advisor, we have advising resources on our department webpage and a psychology major Google Drive. You can use the QR code here to access it or see links on emails you receive from the psychology department. The Drive and the website have information about research experiences, internships, and current events that are happening in the department. There are also 2 college advisors who can answer technical questions and questions about the core curriculum. The College of Arts and Sciences advising webpage also has lots of helpful information, and you can see information about drop-in hours and how to make an appointment with a CAS advisor at this webpage. If you are a pre-health student, we have a pre-health advisor who can help you understand pre-health requirements. And if you're interested in studying abroad, your first stop should be the International Center, who can help you figure out where and what classes are being potentially offered in different locations. If you have questions about financial aid or system errors or malfunctions, or just want to see some videos on how to use different registration systems, you should head to the Torero Hub Their website is helpful, as well as making in-person appointments with your TCC advisor or someone else at the Truro Hub. The Career Development Center runs the Compass program that's required for graduation and also helps students with various types of tasks like writing resumes, applying to graduate school, finding internships, interviewing for a job, and even issues like selecting a major or minor and other types of post-graduation career information. They serve current students as well as alumni. If you're interested in finding tutoring for any class at USD, you can go to NAC.com to get free tutoring. You can also sign up to get paid to tutor for other classes that you've taken. These resources all exist to help students navigate their time at USD and get the most out of their undergraduate education.